The 30th of January 1649. 2 p.m. London, England. A king kneels before his executioner. Around him, 10,000 people, complete silence. The axe falls. Blood splashes across the wooden scaffold. For the first time in 1,000 years of English history, the people themselves execute their own ruler. But the thing that truly killed him wasn't the axe. It was a tax. A single, terrifying, yet brilliant tax. The one that made him lose everything. This is the story of how money destroyed a 400-year dynasty and changed the entire world. Charles I, born the 19th of November, 1600, King of England, Scotland, and Ireland. Imagine this. You wake up in Hampton Court Palace. 1,000 rooms, 500 servants waiting for you. Chefs preparing 20-course feasts with swan, peacock, and wine imported from France. You own 3 kingdoms. Your crown alone is worth £100,000. That's $30 million today. Sounds perfect? Not really. Because Charles inherited something else. Debt. Massive, crushing, impossible debt. His father, James I, spent money like a drunken sailor. Wars with Spain? £5 million, that's $1.2 billion today. The royal treasury? Empty. Charles needed money. Fast. Desperately. But in his way stood one huge obstacle, or rather, 500 of them. They were called Parliament. In 1625, here's how the English government worked. The king ruled the nation, made the laws, commanded the army. He was considered God's representative on earth. But, here's the big but, he couldn't collect taxes without Parliament's permission. Parliament was made up of 500 rich men, merchants, landowners, lawyers, shipbuilders, and they had one demand: give us more power, and then we'll give you money. Charles refused. The 10th of March, 1629. Charles entered Parliament and said, "You're all fired. Go home. I don't need you anymore." And for the next 11 years, he ruled alone. No Parliament, no elections, no debates, no checks on his power. Just one man ruling 3 kingdoms entirely by himself. Historians call this period the 11 Years' Tyranny. But the problem with being an absolute ruler is, you still need money. So Charles found a very clever, but very dangerous, way to get it. And if you want to see how this tax destroyed everything, hit subscribe, because the craziest part is coming next. 1634. Charles discovered an ancient law called ship money. For 400 years, this tax worked like this. Coastal towns, Portsmouth, Dover, Plymouth, paid money to build warships. It made sense. They lived by the sea and needed protection. But Charles had a brilliant idea. Why only the coastal towns? Let's charge everyone. August 1635. The royal order went out. Now, farmers in the countryside and blacksmiths who had never even seen the sea were paying for ships. And the scariest part, it was technically legal. Ship money was an ancient royal right. Charles didn't need Parliament's approval. The money poured in. 1634, £104,000, about $31 million today. 1635, £208,000, $62 million. 1636, £218,000, $65 million. In just 3 years, he collected the equivalent of $160 million without calling Parliament once. The king was rich again. Problem solved? No, because now it wasn't about money anymore. It was about power. Think about it. If the king can tax you without Parliament's consent, what else can he do? Take your land? Arrest you for no reason? Execute you? Where does royal power end? The people were terrified and furious. At the center of the story stands John Hampden. Born in 1595, a wealthy landowner, former member of Parliament, respected, educated, and rich. And in November 1636, he did something incredibly brave, or incredibly foolish. He refused to pay ship money. The amount? Just 20 shillings, about $200 today. But it wasn't about the amount, it was about the principle. Hampden said, "The king cannot tax us without Parliament. This is tyranny, this is illegal, and I will not pay." Charles was enraged. He took Hampden to court. November 1637, the trial began. It lasted 6 months. All of England was watching. This wasn't about 20 shillings anymore. It was about who truly ruled England, the king or the people. Hampden's lawyer said, "For 400 years, English kings have always sought Parliament's consent before raising taxes. This is our ancient right, our liberty, our only shield against tyranny." Charles's lawyer shouted back, "The king rules by the will of God. He answers to God alone, not to the people." But Hampden's side replied, "No, if a king taxes the people at his own will, he is no longer God's servant, he is a tyrant." The verdict? Out of 12 judges, 7 sided with the king, 5 with Hampden. Technically, Charles won, but in the hearts of the people he had lost. Now the people feared not the tax, but the king himself. Ship money had lit the fire of rebellion. Across England, one cry echoed: liberty for Parliament, justice against tyranny. 1640. Charles was forced to recall Parliament. But they gave him not money, they gave him war. In 1642, the English Civil War began. On one side, the Royalists, loyal to the king. On the other, the parliamentarians, the Roundheads. Their commander? Oliver Cromwell. 7 years of brutal war followed, 200,000 dead. And in January 1649, the people won. Charles was captured, tried in court by his own subjects. The verdict: the king has committed crimes against the people. His authority is void. The 30th of January 1649, London. The king knelt. The crowd fell silent. The axe was raised and fell. At that moment, he became the first English monarch ever executed by his own people. After Charles's death, one truth became clear: money is power, and whoever controls it controls the nation. This moment changed England forever. No king could ever again tax the people without their consent. Parliament became the true guardian of the nation's wealth. And this very principle would later inspire the American Revolution, the French Revolution, and the rise of modern democracy itself. One single tax, ship money, reshaped the entire political world. It killed a king, but gave humanity a new power, the will of the people. And history teaches us this: those who measure power by money will one day be destroyed by it. If you enjoy stories like this, subscribe right now and hit like, because we're just getting started uncovering the secrets that changed the world.